Hello and welcome. In this exploration we delve into the minds and motivations behind 12 notorious individuals, whose actions continue to captivate and intrigue us. Few names evoke the same level of morbid curiosity as that of Theodore Robert Bundy. Handsome, articulate, and seemingly charming, Bundy shattered the stereotypical image of a criminal. He used his charisma to lure his targets, often young women who resembled his first love, into a false sense of security before committing his acts. Bundy's reign of terror spanned across multiple states, leaving a trail of brutality in its wake. Despite the overwhelming evidence against him, including his own confessions, Bundy maintained his innocence until his execution in 1989. The events uncovered in a Milwaukee apartment in 1991 shocked a nation. The disturbing details that emerged from this unassuming building were beyond anyone's worst nightmares, and cemented Jeffrey Dahmer's place in the annals of criminal history. His name became synonymous with unimaginable fear and brutality. Dahmer's method involved luring young men, often transients or those on the fringes of society, back to his apartment with promises of companionship or alcohol. These unsuspecting individuals had no idea of the fate that awaited them. Once there, he would drug and harm his victims. The sheer brutality of his actions left an indelible mark on the community and the world. The discovery of human remains, photographs of dismembered bodies and preserved body parts in Dahmer's apartment painted a horrific picture of his crimes. Each piece of evidence told a story of unimaginable suffering and horror. Dahmer's case remains a chilling example of the depths of human depravity. It serves as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lurk within the human soul. Beneath the painted smile of Pogo the Clown lurked a dark secret. John Wayne Gacy, a seemingly ordinary contractor and pillar of his community, harbored a chilling secret. He was responsible for the disappearance of many young men. Gacy's suburban Chicago home became a place of danger, where he would lure his victims with promises of work, alcohol, or simply a place to stay. Once inside, he would overpower and harm them, often hiding their remains in a crawlspace beneath his house. The discovery of 29 bodies beneath Gacy's home exposed the horrifying truth behind his jovial facade. Chapter 4. Jack the Ripper. Terror in the Fog. The fog-shrouded streets of Victorian London became a hunting ground for one of history's most enduring enigmas, Jack the Ripper. The thick, swirling mist created an eerie atmosphere, perfect for concealing the sinister deeds that would soon unfold. In 1888, a series of brutal incidents gripped London's Whitechapel district. The area, already known for its poverty and crime, became the epicenter of fear and speculation, as the gruesome details of the events emerged. The victims, all women, were subjected to horrific violence, their bodies altered in a manner that suggested a chilling knowledge of anatomy. The precision of the alterations indicated that the perpetrator possessed a disturbing level of skill and understanding of the human body. Despite numerous suspects and theories, Jack the Ripper was never caught, his true identity remaining a mystery to this day. The police, despite their best efforts, were always one step behind the elusive figure. The lack of closure, combined with the brutal nature of the incidents, has cemented the Ripper's place in criminal lore. His story continues to captivate and horrify, a dark chapter in the annals of crime that remains unsolved. Chapter 5. Ed Gein, the inspiration for nightmares. Ed Gein's actions went beyond the realm of mere crime, delving into a disturbing landscape of obsession and unsettling trophies. Gein's descent into darkness stemmed from a troubled relationship with his mother and a fascination with death. After her passing, he began exhuming bodies from local cemeteries, creating trophies and furniture from their remains. His actions escalated to taking lives, with Gein ending the lives of 2 women and using their bodies to further his unsettling creations. The discovery of Gein's disturbing workshop shocked a nation. Chapter 6. Aileen Wuornos, the Highway of Tears. Aileen Wuornos's life was one marked by hardship, challenges, and a descent into darkness that culminated in a series of incidents along Florida's highways. Wuornos, who endured a childhood marked by abandonment and difficulties, turned to prostitution to survive. In 1989, she killed her first victim, a man she claimed had attacked her. Over the next year, she would kill 6 more men, all clients she encountered during her time as a sex worker. Warnos's case sparked a national debate about victimhood, trauma, and the justice system. Chapter 7. Richard Ramirez, dubbed the Night Stalker, caused fear in Los Angeles and San Francisco in the mid-1980s. His actions marked by their severity, randomness, and apparent lack of motive. Ramirez's method involved entering homes in the dead of night, often through unlocked doors or windows. His victims, who ranged in age and background, were subjected to severe violence, including assault and murder. His capture in 1985, after being recognized by members of the public, brought an end to his reign of fear. Richard Ramirez's case serves as a chilling reminder that danger can strike anywhere, at any time. Chapter 8. For over 2 decades, the Green River Killer cast a long shadow over the Pacific Northwest, his actions leaving a trail of grief and unanswered questions. The serene beauty of the region stood in stark contrast to the horrors that unfolded there. Gary Ridgway, a seemingly ordinary man leading an unassuming life, was responsible for the loss of at least 49 lives, making him one of America's most prolific serial offenders. His neighbors and co-workers had no idea of the darkness that lurked beneath his calm exterior. Ridgway's victims, many of whom were runaways or vulnerable individuals, were often discarded in or near the Green River. The river, once a symbol of life and tranquility, became a grim reminder of the lives lost. Despite a massive investigation, Ridgway evaded capture for years. Detectives tirelessly worked on the case, piecing together clues and following leads that often led to dead ends. It wasn't until 2001, when DNA evidence linked him to the actions, that the Green River Killer was finally unmasked. The breakthrough brought a sense of closure to the families of the victims, though the scars of his actions remain. Chapter 9. Albert Fish, known by the chilling moniker the Gray Man, embodied the darkest fears of every parent. His actions, often targeting children, were marked by a disturbing blend of cruelty, unusual behavior, and a twisted sense of religious justification. Fish's approach often involved befriending his young targets, using his unassuming appearance and gentle demeanor to gain their trust. He would then lure them away, subjecting them to unspeakable acts of harm and often unusual behavior. Fish's capture in 1934 brought an end to his reign of fear. Chapter 10. Andrei Chikatilo, the Butcher of Rostov. Behind the Iron Curtain in the heart of the Soviet Union, Andrei Chikatilo committed acts of unimaginable cruelty, earning him the chilling moniker, the Butcher of Rostov. Chikatilo's reign of terror began in the late 1970s, targeting young victims, both male and female. He would lure them to secluded areas, often forests or abandoned buildings, where he would subject them to horrific acts. Despite the severity of his actions, Chikatilo managed to evade capture for years. His capture in 1990 exposed the horrifying extent of his crimes. Chapter 11. David Berkowitz, son of Sam's reign of fear. In the sweltering summer of 1976, a wave of anxiety gripped New York City. David Berkowitz, dubbed Son of Sam by the media, unsettled the city with a series of seemingly random incidents. Berkowitz's method involved targeting young couples parked in cars, often using a .44 caliber revolver. The Son of Sam incidents became a media sensation, with Berkowitz sending letters to newspapers. His capture in August 1977 brought an end to the reign of fear. Chapter 12. Dennis Rader, BTK's binding, torturing, killing. For over 3 decades, Dennis Rader, the self-proclaimed BTK killer, lived a double life. To the outside world, he was a seemingly ordinary family man, a church council president, and a Boy Scout leader. Behind this carefully constructed facade, however, lurked a dangerous individual, driven by a compulsion to bind, torture, and kill. Rader's actions, which began in 1974, terrorized Wichita, Kansas. His capture, made possible by his own arrogance and carelessness, brought an end to his reign of fear. Outro, a legacy of shadows. As we conclude our somber exploration into the depths of these 12 individuals, we are left with a profound sense of unease. The study of these figures, while unsettling, offers valuable insights into the human psyche, the nature of malevolence, and the importance of vigilance. By understanding the motivations and patterns of these individuals, we can strive to create a safer world. Let us remember the victims, their lives cut short by senseless acts.